Never in my wildest dreams did I think that I could wake up one day and it would all come crashing down. But that's exactly what happened in November of 2018. My world came to a halt, a standstill, one morning while planning a beautiful afternoon with my family, getting ready for the holiday season, the day after Thanksgiving. My daughter did not show up for Thanksgiving that day, but it wasn't entirely unusual. She was having some struggles in her life, and she would want to be there, but she wouldn't. So we started to half-heartedly expect that in a way. But I had just seen her on her birthday, four days before, at her birthday party that she showed up for, and she was so happy. And she was really looking forward to the holiday and said, "I'm going to be there, Mama. I'm really excited and I want to spend time." And I noticed that she was very thin. She was not looking good. She was type 1 diabetic, and that's a big sign of ketoacidosis, which is when your blood sugars are high and they start to cause damage to your body. And so I thought, I am really, really concerned. What is she doing? Is she taking care of herself? Well, I don't want to screw up her birthday. I'll talk to her about it on Thanksgiving, because I was certain she was coming. And she didn't show up though. So, it wasn't like, oh my God, she didn't show up. It was like, well, she didn't show up. I'm really surprised, because she really seemed like she wanted to come. Again, it had only been 4 days since her birthday. That morning, the day after, we woke up, and what we like to do is kind of kick off the holiday season after Thanksgiving. It's time to get ready for Christmas. My husband and kids were getting ready to go to a huge holiday event at a Coliseum, holiday lights and things like that. It was going to be beautiful. I was really excited because it had been around for a couple of years, but I had never taken part in it, and I've heard so much about it. So I was very excited, got up, got dressed. We all got ready. And then my other daughter just was leaving the house to go back to her place because Thanksgiving was over. And so she was heading home. I was sitting in the living room waiting for the kids to get ready, and the phone rang. And it was my daughter, and she was screaming. And I'm not going to go into all the details right now. It's very sensitive. But I will say that my life changed forever that day. My daughter, who did not show up, passed away. She was found in her car, and she had passed away. So so in an instant, we were planning a beautiful day. We had had a beautiful holiday, and everything was pulled out from under me, pulled out from under my entire family. And my life changed forever. So trying to move forward from that, I was very triggered by that house because of the rooms that I was in during the trauma event. Finding out the screams, the yelling, the rooms that we gathered in, everything about that house now triggered me, and I had to get out. It was only days when I started just painting the house excessively, trying to get some of that trauma energy out of me. And I also started packing things up. I didn't know what I was doing or why I was doing it, but I knew I wanted out. So my husband at the time and I started embarking on a journey of finding a new place. And when I decided to list the house, it sold in 4 hours. And we found a house that I really felt my daughter had led me to, just because of some of the specifics and characteristics of the house that I had always dreamt of, which are almost impossible to find. So we closed on the house. It was very exciting. We had a construction loan to fix it up. We're fixing up the house, and it was only a few weeks into it. that I had gone to the doctor because I was having some problems with my feet. And I got a phone call at work when my doctor told me that I had to immediately get into a wheelchair. Now, this is really problematic because the house we bought has like a sunken living room, so steps down to the living room, a raised kitchen, steps to the kitchen, and it's just kind of got this very unique custom design. Here I was, sideswiped again, woke up thinking, you know, I'm moving forward. I'm trying to do things to help me get through everything that had just happened to me with my daughter. And I was awakened to get in a wheelchair right away. So again, everything changed overnight. I wasn't expecting it. I was having my floors refinished, getting ready to move in. I was so excited. You know, it just came out of nowhere again. So I've had this happen to me a few times, but those are the two most devastating, prominating times in my life. And this week was kind of hard because I had a few incidents, not as bad, but I started having some issues and changes at work. And I've been at the same job for 8.5 years, and it has been smooth sailing. I'm telling you, they were there for me with the death of my daughter. They were there for me when I was in a wheelchair. They literally got me a scooter to keep at work, and so I can maintain my job. It was really a beautiful thing. So everything's been very kind of predictable there, uneventful, and other than a few, you know, minor daily hiccups like we have at work. But someone new came into the picture, and it really has changed everything and turned everything upside down again. So I have had like a really, you know, hard week, couple weeks. To top it off, because of my incident, my problems with my feet, which have, if you watch my other videos, I get around now. I'm out of my wheelchair. I'm functioning, but I have to check them regularly because I have no sensation in my feet and lower legs. And I noticed a red spot, which can be, you know, the death of your foot. It's very scary because if your foot develops a sore, it can turn into something very, very serious and very quickly, especially because there's no feeling. You can walk around with it for a very long time. So I check every day, sometimes in the morning, sometimes in the night, or at least once a day. And I noticed a red spot, and I'd kind of been watching it. But this particular day, I noticed it kind of looked like a bullseye, which is terrifying because it can mean that a bone has moved and is a pressure point. So I went through the week terrified until I could get into the doctor. Anyhow, I'm going to be okay. I don't have to go back into a wheelchair. But it got me to thinking these recent changes and reflecting back on the huge changes in my life and how, you know, you could just be going along and having a good day, getting ready for a holiday, and your life can change. And I'm sure there's many of you out there who are in my age bracket who have gone through a change or two like this, a devastating one. I know most all of us have had these minor changes, like my week this week. But many of us, when you get this many years behind you, have had these devastating changes. So you know what I'm talking about. And the reason I wanted to do this video is not to tell you that it's okay, you're going to be okay. You might not be okay. I'm not okay. I function. I have found my path, and I have learned to live with the things that I have been burdened with. So I'm not here to tell you it's okay. What I wanted to share is how I live with it, because my two big events are pretty big, and I feel like if I can live with that, I want to help you have some hope. And this can apply to the smaller ones like I had this week too. But the way I get through it, there's a lot of little things I do. But the biggest one is I don't try and make it better. I can't make it better. It is what it is. It's so bad. It can't be changed, and I can't make it better. So what I do with that instead is I don't look for a miracle. I don't look for change. I don't look to get better. I look for peace, because there's nothing that can make it go away. But I can find peace inside myself to help me cope and to help me see beauty in life again. And I'm not going to see beauty in the way I saw it before. I'm never going to feel that deep, authentic joy that I've felt in my life before these things happen. But what I can do is I can try and find peace in my life, in my daily life, in simple things to bring a calm to my spirit. And that's really all I can ask for. And considering the circumstances, it's enough to get me through. I'm not ever going to change the way I feel about it. I'm not ever going to get over it. You hear that a lot. It doesn't happen with things like this. You don't get over it. Even some major relationship traumas, you don't get over it. You get through it, or you learn to live with it. And that's what I have done. I've gotten better at living with it. So accepting it, finding how you can walk with it every day. And in my case, that's by looking for peace in all things. If it's not peaceful, it has to go, including my job. If it does not change soon, it has to go. I will not jeopardize my peace for anything. God knows I've had enough unrest. So the way I get through life with the peaceful living is all I have. But I wanted to do this video because I wanted to share with you about not getting too comfortable. I mean, life can change at any moment. Trust me, I know. And you can't always control it. But if it happens, and in some way it will, you can learn to live with it some way. And the choice is yours, whether you live with that curled up in a ball, or you walk forward embracing what you have to do, which is take another step and finding a way to do that. Just felt like I had to say it. It is entirely unscripted. I wrote nothing down. I just started thinking about it because I had a hard week, and I don't think I posted last week. I don't remember, but I was all consumed with a lot of grief. Like, am I going back in a wheelchair? I was terrified. And, you know, the choices that I might have to make about my job that I've been at for a very long time. And it's been a peaceful, comforting place for me since my daughter passed away. And so it's a difficult thing to face. But because I have to protect my peace at all costs, it's a possibility I might have to face a choice there. So anyhow, until we talk again next time, I hope you have a beautiful, peaceful day, and know that when things come along, and they will, that you can learn to walk with them.